We did it. I think we're on the internet. I pressed a button. Hopefully things are happening.
Are we though? Are we really on the internet, or is the internet not?
That's too much.
Oh wait, no, I can see it. We're good. Cool. Hooray! Hi everyone. We did it. We did a thing. The thing we do
Hola,
every once in a
salud.
while.
Yeah, we're on.
We're very prepared for today. Very super prepared.
Oh,
I didn't
always.
just spend all this morning rebuilding our stream from the ground up. Nope, definitely not.
I
Absolutely.
mean, that's what you do the Sunday before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, totally.
You rebuild and prepare.
So, welcome people who are tuned in to our, I don't know what number episode this is, of Lady Gamers Night presents Sister Slay, our D&D campaign.
I think it's 20 now.
It's somewhere up there.
Damn.
It's a number.
We're deep into the Barovian trenches.
We really are. I'm about to.
You might not ever get out of Barovia.
I mean, there's an end in sight. You have an open invite to Castle Ravenloft. I don't know why you all just didn't go straight there. It's only Strahd. It's fine.
It's only the dictator of this entire place. Why would we bother?
I mean, I don't mind it as much as when we went to the Gulfist Tree. Honestly, because we were underground and I did not like that.
That's fair.
I missed the tree.
Well,
right?
Also fair.
I miss sunlight.
I miss you, son. Alright, let me go ahead and kind of give us a little bit of recap. We'll go through some announcements real fast. So, announcements. We are continuing to raise money for Team Rubicon. The link is in the little didgeridoo thing underneath the video player if you click on the donate button. It's linked there. We're also giving away in-game rewards that will support the party for each donation that you make. So for $10, you give a roll with advantage. Help a sister out. Give them advantage on a specific roll that you think they really need to nail. $25 will get the party a potion of superior healing at the bottom of their bags that maybe they didn't know they had before. And if you're feeling super generous and want to donate $50, that is an automatic natural 20 for the party. They get to choose when that natural 20 goes in, as long as it's before I say whatever the action is that happens. So, say for example, I say you need to succeed on a climb check. You can choose to roll that natural 20 at that point, and it's automatic success, critical, things are super great for you. There's no downside to using that critical success other than once you use it, So, links for that are below the Twitch player. So far we've raised $80. Thank you to the donors from last week. We have Peter, who donated $50 and gave the party a critical success that they can use. Blind Fury donated $20, which gives 2 advantages, and then Krug also donated $10, which will give another advantage. So there's 3 dice rolls with advantage in the pool, as well as 1 natural 20 just waiting for you to use it.
And who's keeping a track of this? Because
I am.
Okay.
I was gonna say, make sure that we have somebody paying attention to it, because I have the page, but I'm not taking specific notes other than they burned it. So, other than that, I believe that's all the announcements for this week, unless anyone has anything they want to share, anything cool that you're doing. This will probably, we haven't talked about this yet, but this will probably be the second to last stream before Christmas. We'll probably be able to squeeze one more in. We might be able to pull a holiday episode, but I'm not going to commit to it. Because we'll see how it goes. I'm going to be traveling, and I'll be gone for 2.5 weeks. So, by the way, Mandy and Jenna, I'm coming home for 2.5 weeks.
I know. We're gonna have to have a stream then, because I like when we did before and like the 3 of us were set up around.
Yeah.
That was so cool.
Where all 3 of us were literally just set up in different parts of the apartment because we were trying not to catch up on each other's mics.
We need a mica cam.
Yeah, Adam had like the most scuffed setup underneath of my steps. I think he was using his D&D books as a desk.
I literally stacked up like this many books and then put the webcam and the computer on top of it. I think I have my laptop. But yeah.
Yeah, and then we also had a baguette cam.
Oh, I forgot
Yeah, that
about
was
Baguette
fun.
Cam. I forgot about Dice Cam. Oh, I wonder if I can still set that up. No, it's
Oh
probably
man,
too
I
late.
wish I could see it. That would be so cool.
You know what? When we take our break today, I will try and set it up without restarting the stream. But then, if I absolutely have to, I'll restart the stream and get it to show. Because I have 2 cameras, I can put one on top of the thing, and then you guys can see my dice rolls in my tray. So.
Yeah, you should easily be able to just add another video source.
Yeah, the only thing is it's not plugged in right now. That's what I'm afraid of. Is if I plug it in and then try to add it, it might crash everything. So. All right.
Okay.
I think that's all of the updates. Let's go straight into the story. My room is getting very warm. It's very uncomfortable.
Oh.
So, last time we were in Barovia, shit went down, for lack of a better term.
What? No, it was fine.
Everything was fine. So following, we'll call it commandeering some cats from Lady Voctor, returning to the Blue Water Inn and discussing next actions and deciding what you wanted to do, the town broke out in a panic as vampire spawn began to attack the church at the northern end of Vallaki. You all ran there, saw some encounters in the street, kept going, got to the church, destroyed some vampires, went inside, and were met by Strahd.
Yay!
As the consummate host that he is, extended an invite to you to join him at Castle Ravenloft to discuss business and pleasure.
Yeah.
You all made a couple attempts at throwing like your biggest punches at him just to see what would happen, and for what it's worth, they did do damage. You could see that he was, he actually took some hit points loss. He actually felt it. But as soon as he removed the daggers that Amelia had thrown, the wounds began to heal over almost immediately after being pulled from his body. With that, you turned and ran back into Vallaki as Strahd was like, oh, what's that? And then, boom, a loud noise happened, and you sprinted back towards the Blue Water Inn to find it burst into flames, threatening to crumble at any moment. Amelia jumped into the fire immediately, ran upstairs, retrieved the journal and the cats, jumped out the window, landed on the second floor, superhero 3-point landing, stood up, and as you were all about to start fighting these Vistani, a tiger, out of nowhere, just seems to pounce on some of these people. And
Like they do.
Looking like a badass, comes out of the smoke and the flames with his sword cane drawn, commanding his tiger, and indicates, we need to leave.
I feel he did nothing. I feel like the tiger did all the work.
Tiger did all the work. So
Tiger gets all the credit.
JS also didn't do anything and is completely innocent of any fault.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, hold on. What did she do? I forgot.
You made us do things.
This is all you guys' fault.
Oh.
Had to take the cats.
Oh, but they're really cute.
You just made a family lose their house.
See, this is what Jayaz does. She doesn't have to
And
do anything
business.
herself. She makes other people do it for her.
Like, you guys weren't gonna go and take the cat?
Definitely
That
not.
wasn't the plan.
Definitely was not. Like,
It was to go in quietly and come out quietly.
I don't know what you're talking about. That was never the plan.
only went to make sure things didn't get effed up and failed.
I was gonna say, the plan was literally go in and steal cats.
That's what I thought their plan was too. I wasn't there, so I
it was
can't
to
take the
liberate
blame
the
for it.
cats. And yeah, only tagged along to make sure they didn't die.
But we also need familiars, so...
I don't think Adam's gonna let us keep these cats.
What are you talking about? Of course I will. They're cats. They're cute. Why would I
I
not?
don't know how we're taking them back with us.
Yeah. Also, something that D&D Beyond added, which I'm super happy about.
Mm.
Amelia, if you go and open up your character page and click on your creatures tab, which is a brand new thing.
No way! Oh, I see
Are
it!
the cats in the tab?
Oh my god, I want a kitty.
Kitty.
Oh my gosh. That's so cool.
Wait, I'm not even on D&D Beyond right now.
Why?
So, long story short, it's actual combat statistics for a cat. The only thing is, it's not a ranger companion, so there's no bonus for the ranger's companion or beastmaster bonuses.
No,
But
she's not fighting. It's fine.
I was gonna say, this provides you with some understanding as to what the cat is capable of, as well as now you have it on your character sheet. It's a real thing. Got to make sure we take care of it, feed it, love it. Don't let it die. It only has 2 hit points.
Is this like a Tamagotchi?
Don't forget to clean up its poop.
Is this a Tamagotchi? Catchy?
Tamagotchi.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah.
All right. So,
Guys, we
Van
got
Richten
kitties.
emerged from the flames, grabs all of you and says, "We need to go. We need to run. Like this, we've lost this town. We need to go." And with that, you all started on the road out of Vallaki, heading south, away from the smoldering ashes of what was your safe haven.
Great.
Great job, guys.
Yeah, this is wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
I believe someone had also asked at the end of the at the end of last session, what was going on with
Danica?
Izek and so yes, the Ravens were asked about. However, you have no leads on them yet.
We saw them fly out, though, right?
You saw a few of them flying. Yeah, you weren't able to tell which ones were which, but you definitely saw ravens flying into the night that were coming from the Blue Water Inn.
I mean, Danica's not a were-raven.
Yeah, she is.
Oh, I thought it was just her husband.
Nope, it's the whole
Oh,
family.
okay. Oh, okay. Then I'm not worried.
Yeah. As far as the where is my list of things and people who do stuff?
So excited, guys. We're gonna die.
Irina and Izek, you had asked where were they because you need to meet up with them. Van Richten had already given them instructions on where he was going, so they will be meeting you at your destination.
Okay, yeah, that's right. Okay.
Yeah. So, you're all leaving town. Van Richten appears to be leading the way. You are heading deep into the dark forests on the roads of Barovia. It is late. It is dark out. There is not a single star in the sky. Cloud cover seems to be obscuring what little moonlight would be coming through. Van Richten lights a torch, because he is human, can't see very well in the darkness, to light the way. And as you're all wandering down these paths, you see eyes staring back at you from the forest.
Can you ping us? I don't know where we are.
I was just gonna ask the same thing. Where are we?
I think we're by where the windmill would have
Right
been.
now, you are right about here. Basically, you
Okay.
are just leaving Vallaki. And the direction that you seem to be heading in... let me get my map of Barovia with my DM notes on it.
Away from Ravenloft.
Oh my god. There is a Barovia. There we go.
It's a beautiful drawing on it.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, where is it? Where
Better
are we
not have to
going?
fight more stuff, guys.
What? I didn't hear what you said.
Better not have to fight more stuff.
Oh, yeah, sure. This is just D&D.
I was just curious, like, how close we're going to that mill that we have the title.
So he's not taking you there right away, but that is somewhere that he knows you want to go. You are, as you begin to wander, start heading in this direction, and Van Richten, as you're walking, begins to kind of explain his plan. So, for reference, the windmill was over here. Do you want to try and stop him and tell him that's where you want to go, or do you want to meet up with Irina and music and kind of figure out what happens next.
I think we should go with him.
Yeah, we'll go.
Yeah.
I think we should go with him too. I was just, if we were going by.
Gotcha.
Is there a way that we could get a message to Danica and her family? Because we sent them there to look for stuff. To the windmill.
So I mean, there's the normal ways you could try and get a message there. Is you find a town that has a courier and hope that they have some leads on where to go. Otherwise, you might send them somewhere where you expect them to be. Otherwise, there's magic spells like message and sending that can make that happen. Or alternatively, there is one magical item in your party that does allow you to summon a certain were-raven at your hour of most need.
And there it is. Micah the were-raven.
Is that our magical item?
Wait, hold on. What? Oh man, I can't see stuff. This sucks. Can we only use that one time?
I believe. I mean, I wrote the item, so I can kind of make it up as I go. I'll be honest. If you want to use it to try and send a message, I don't think it's going to preclude you from using it when you need it most.
Okay, cool. That's what I'll use then. When we get to where we're going.
Gotcha. Okay. So, you all begin trekking out, and as you make it deeper and deeper into the woods, Van Richten is quietly kind of detailing what his intentions are as you are kind of making your way through. And he explains, Vallaki wasn't the only place that I had established a camp at. I was there to try and get more information about Lady Voctor, her relationship to Strahd, but as I mentioned, I've been here for quite some time, and I have a bit of a safe house outside of the city, which is where we're headed. There's a tower on Lake Baratok that I have access to, and it should be safe from most manner of Strahd's creatures.
Okay, lead the way.
So as you all continue through the darkness, right around here, you come to a X intersection, so a bit of a cross, which branches to the northwest, the northeast, southwest, and southeast in various different directions. The lower half of a snapped wooden signpost thrusts upward at an angle near the eastern elbow of the intersection. The top half of the sign, featuring arms pointing in 4 directions, lies in weeds nearby. Van Richten continues walking and hitches north through the tree line off of a cobblestone road onto a dirt road. This way seems to be less traveled. There doesn't seem to be any tracks of any kind, other than traditional foot traffic. There's no wheel ruts. There's nothing like a caravan's ever come through here. And the trees start to loom over you on either side.
Can I do that thing where I can disappear into the trees?
Yep. So you use your it's like mask of something.
It's just like a trait that I have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's been so long since I've been able to use it.
I know.
Land Stride? No. Goodness gracious.
Mask of the Wild.
Racial trait.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Mask of the Wild.
Mask of the Wild.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out, so my natty trains, as it is written, is Dem Woods. Does that?
Damn woods.
What?
Does that give me any advantages here?
I'm so
So yes,
confused.
it does.
Why do you do this?
Your favored terrain is woods and forests, which is what that translates into.
Okay.
Dem
So I
Wood.
believe you have
Dem wood.
advantages on certain checks and stuff, but the full details of that feat should be on D&D Beyond. I can check it in a minute.
Okay, well, here, I'll just tab over to.
But first, I need to make a roll.
Why?
I'm gonna start to hate that sound.
It's a great sound. I love that sound so much. Oh, hey! That's actually a good one.
Oh, great.
Yeah, another joyous sound when your DM is happy with their roll.
As you are walking through this dark, crowded, canvassed area of trees, I would like everyone to roll a perception check, please.
Oh, snap. Hold on. I had my character sheet up, but then I put it down.
I am so wise!
I got an 8.
Cool.
While everyone's rolling, can I read what this says?
Whoa!
All right.
Hello.
Were you saying, can you read the sign?
Well, no, I was gonna just read real quick. Dem Woods, it just reads that proficiency bonus is doubled for proficient skills when you make intelligence or wisdom checks related to it. And then if we're traveling for an hour or more, difficult terrain doesn't slow us down. We can't become lost except by magical means. And we remain alert to danger even if we're engaged in another activity.
Okay.
We also find twice as much food when we forage, and if we're tracking creatures, I guess while I'm tracking creatures, learn the exact number, size, and how long ago they passed through the area.
Okay.
So pretty much we can't get lost. So
Good to know.
At first I was like, are we talking about the same Jayaz? And then it mentioned food, and I was like, oh yeah, that's her.
Yeah,
How much food can she forest in a forest? Can she forage in a forest?
Demwood.
That's gonna be our take on Into the Woods. Someday we're just gonna make a play called Dem Woods.
That'll be our Disney campaign. Dem Woods.
So, Janaga, using your dark vision as a tiefling, and E, using your razor sharp, keen eyes as an elf, you both see and hear flapping of feathery wings. And it's not long before you see, nestled very close to the tree line, almost hiding as best they can out of view, 4 ravens perched that are kind of watching you.
There's 4 ravens up there.
I'm cool with it.
Are you telling us?
Yes, that's what. There's 4 ravens up there.
Do these ravens look familiar?
Go ahead and roll an investigation check.
Boy.
The people that see them, I guess.
Yeah. Well, once they're pointed out, everyone can see where they are.
Oh, okay.
Investigation. That's a dirty 20.
I will take that dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
So you are looking, and it's hard to tell from this distance because they're still pretty far away. They're probably like 20 feet above you. But as you're trying to kind of gauge any kind of markings or anything that looks familiar, one of them takes flight, flutters down to the party, and begins to change.
Oh, well. That was a waste of a good roll.
And before you is a woman that you do not recognize.
Oh.
She begins to talk quickly. Danica sent me, as well as the rest of the family from Blue Water Inn. They wanted to let me know that they are safe. They've moved the entire kindness that was in Vallaki to the Wizard of Wines, where they're seeking refuge for now. That's where they can be reached if you're looking for them. But they sent me to come find you and let you know that's where they would be.
Thank you so much. I was genuinely worried.
I'm glad to see that you're all okay. Danica's been worried sick as well. She wasn't sure what had happened to you.
I do need to get a message to her, if you would be so kind as to do that for us.
Of course. What can I tell
I need to know. We had sent them somewhere, and we didn't to know if they found anything. They'll know what we're talking about.
It's fake, but I can remember that very easily. Where can I find you if they send me looking?
I'm going to look at Van Richten because I don't want to give away his space if he's not okay with it.
He looks and speaks up and says, "We'll be at Lake Baratok. We'll be in the tower. You should be able to fly in through the canopies pretty easily." And with that, she looks, nods. I hope to have some good news for you soon.
Thank you.
And with that, she begins to shrink and grow feathers, and this beak begins to protrude from her nose, and you hear this squelching sound of bones and flesh reshaping, and moments later is a tiny raven at your feet that begins to take flight. It heads south out of the woods. The other ravens that were perched take flight as well and go with.
Sounds so painful.
Yes.
I was gonna say, wow, suddenly I'm no longer hungry. And then J-House is gonna pull out a hunk of bread as she says that.
On brand.
Nice.
Alright, so you continue walking north, and roughly 2 hours later, you begin to approach this lake with a beautiful tower standing before you. And here we go. So you come to a cold mountain lake enclosed by misty woods and rocky bluffs. Thick fog creeps across the dark, still waters. The trail ends at a grass-covered causeway that stretches 100 yards across the lake to a flat, marshy island with a stone tower on it. The tower is old and decrepit, with collapsing scaffolds clinging to one side where a large gash has split the wall. Time-worn griffin statues, their wings and flanks covered with moss, perch atop buttresses that support the walls. Parked near the base of the tower, within sight of the entrance, is a barrel-topped wagon spattered with mud. Van Richten heads ahead of you and reaches the doors first. And with that, let's move to Rovia, the Stone King, blah blah blah. There it is.
Just for the record, I can't unsee the dinosaur in this map.
So I am going to try and move this stuff, but it's not playing nice. So we're gonna zip over some things real fast. There we go.
What was
As a
the name
reminder,
of the
if
lake?
people on stream are seeing the Dungeon Master's view, party, don't be creeping on it.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
And
Yay.
there we go. So you should now be standing at the first floor of Van Richten's tower. So you see the wagon to your left, and as you approach, or to your right, and as you approach, Van Richten's like, that is Esmeralda's caravan. I haven't seen her in what feels like weeks at this point, and I'm worried about her safety. But she's capable, sufficient. I'm sure that she'll turn up someday. Maybe she's inside waiting for us. And he kind of laughs to himself a little bit. As he approaches the tower door, you can see that it's made of iron with no visible handles or hinges. It's kind of just this flat surface with a crest on it. And I don't have a picture of it. Let's see. Handouts. There is one for the tower door.
Oh my.
Oh,
Cool.
I
I
love
know
it.
magic.
Magic stuff.
So in the middle of the door is a large embossed symbol, a connected series of lines with 8 stick figures set around it. Carved into the lintel above the door is a single word, Kazan. That is spelled like this.
Kazam.
Oh, I was gonna say, is Shaq gonna pop out of his place? Like...
Plot twist, Shaq is the tiger.
Plot twist, Shaq is Van Richten.
Oh my god, instead of Strahd, Shaq.
That'd be the best
He does.
twist.
He turns to us, takes off his hat, does his wiggle dance. Sorry.
Speaking of a wiggle dance, as you see this door and start to see the markings on it, Van Richten begins to do almost a dance where he begins to mimic some of the positions on the door. And as he does, each symbol begins to glow with blue arcane energy. And shortly after striking the final pose, the door seal comes down the middle and actually opens outward.
Cool.
Oh, he basically danced the robot.
He danced the robot
Yeah.
and then got in. So as you step inside, you see that the flagstone floor is strewn with debris and old crates near the and a few old crates near the eastern wall. A torn curtain to the south partially obscures the tower vestibule. A 5-foot square indentation in the center of the floor contains 4 pulleys attached to a taut iron chain that stretches up through a similarly sized hole in the rotted wooden ceiling. Standing next to the chains are 4 tall clay statues. As you enter, Van Richten steps onto the center platform and urges you all to step on with him.
There's no stairs.
There are no stairs. Come
Okay.
on. This is easier.
Alright, let's go.
Okay.
Is it tire time? Can I be trying to make friends with the tire?
You can. Go ahead and make an animal handling check.
Jayas is not gonna be crazy about everybody on this weird platform together.
That's an 11.
It's fine. 11, so the tiger begrudgingly lets you pet it a few times, but it does kind of give a few warning snarls. Van Richten has trained this tiger very well, and it won't attack anything it's not supposed to, but it's clearly not thrilled.
Well, then I would stop if I noticed it was uncomfortable.
Yeah. As you all step onto the platform, Van Richten looks over to the clay golems and just goes, "Well?" And the golems start to slowly come to life and begin pulling on ropes that are attached to the pulley and cause the elevator to start to rise.
Oh my gosh.
The ride is
Jayas is staring at them like mouth agape, like a little drool's coming out, like she's confused.
Yeah.
Big
I'm gonna say to Van Richten, so where'd you get those guys? Did they come with the place? Or did you have to pay extra?
You know, it's funny, they actually did come with the place.
He's actually gonna laugh.
Yeah, he smiles and kind of chuckles. As you make your descent up, it is not smooth. The elevator kind of does some of these a little bit, because 4 separate golems all pulling at the same time.
dislike.
What was that?
I just said dislike. Jayas yells that.
I imagine Jayas like being clumsy all over it, like shifting all the time.
Yeah.
I don't have the equilibrium for this, and I might be a little drunk.
Oh, I'm fine. I'm just standing there.
So as you continue up, you reach a second floor, which dust and cobwebs fill the otherwise empty room, the wooden floor of which is badly rotted and partially collapsed. It is not a good look.
Well,
And as you continue to go up even further, The time and elements have destroyed all but the next chamber, leaving a gash in the northwestern wall and slimy black mildew on the walls. The wooden floor is completely rotted and has begun to fall away in places. It's also worth noting that as you approached the tower, E and Jayaz, you as spellcasters have an almost innate attunement to nature, being that both of you are divine nature spellcasters. When you approached the tower, you felt that connection sever slightly. It's not gone. You can still feel it, but there's something preventing you from actually tapping into your powers right now.
Cool.
This won't really freak her out too much since she's not like super into spells.
Right, I was gonna say it's
But
not like she ever uses them, but
yeah, she
She's
just
not
makes
sober.
berries and she's never sober. But like feeling that little bit of unease, she's just gonna look over at E and see like if she notices if E is showing any signs of like being uncomfortable.
E looks even more pale than usual.
okay.
So like sheet white.
So definitely uncomfortable.
Does not like this.
So have none of us been talking to E this entire time and asking her what the hell?
That's up to you.
I mean, I probably would just be giving her the biggest side eye the entire time.
What the hell about what? I don't know what you're talking about.
I was gonna say, do you all want to have that conversation? Because it's a great time for it. Otherwise, we'll just continue climbing the ladder here.
He's not the kind to just divulge stuff without being prompted. She doesn't want to act like people want to hear her crap if people don't actually want to hear her crap.
No, I'm just staring at her.
I like hearing your crap.
Okay. So, with a final lurch, the elevator reaches the top floor and locks itself into place, and the golems downstairs cease moving. Unlike the levels below, this room shows signs of recent habitation, and although the place reeks of mold and mildew, it has plenty of creature comforts, including a cozy bed, a desk with a matching chair, bright tapestries, and a large iron stove with plenty of wood to feed it. Light enters through arrow slits, as well as through dirt-caked windows with broken shutters. Other features of the room include a standing suit of armor, which is over here, and a wooden chest.
Is that at the foot of the bed?
Yeah, it's the little locker there. Old wooden rafters bend under the weight of the tower roof, which has somehow remained intact. Mounted to the rafters are pulleys around which hang iron chains that support the tower's elevator platform. So as you all are coming up here, Van Richten's kind of following up on the question that E had about, well, how did you, did the clay golems come with the place? He actually tells you this story where he details this specific tower was actually controlled by an old mage that once fought Strahd many years ago. And during the combat, the wizard had basically rallied the entirety of Barovia against Strahd, had taken farmers and merchants and anyone that was willing to carry a pitchfork or a torch and marched them up to Castle Ravenloft. And as you all are hearing this story, you're reminded of the ghosts that would rise from the graveyards in Barovia way back in like the first or second session we ever played, and would march in a procession all the way up to Castle Ravenloft, where they would proceed to jump into the chasm
like that
below.
You're going in and out for me, and the last like two sentences I didn't hear.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. So Van Richten's telling this story about a wizard who rallied the people to fight against Strahd, and he would get every villager that was capable of holding a pitchfork, anyone that would carry a torch, and he marched them up to Castle Ravenloft. And a great battle ensued between the wizard and Strahd. The villagers, as he is describing this tale, remind you all of when you were in Barovia that first or second night here, where you watched the ghosts animate from the graveyard and walk all the way up to Castle Ravenloft, where they would proceed to jump from the balconies of Ravenloft into the chasm below.
Huh.
Well, shit.
Wasn't he the only one that saw that, though?
Yeah, but I told you guys.
Oh.
Wait, I don't remember. Let's just say I did, and keep going.
Okay.
If not, then he's the only one that remembers. As the elevator locks into place, the suit of armor begins to come to life, and Van Richten just looks at it and goes, "Kazan, calm down. They're fine." And the animated
As soon as the armor...
Huh?
I was going to say, as soon as it starts moving, Jayas is going to have immediate murder house PTSD and jump like...
So you just take like a huge jump back?
Yeah, and I'll probably just chuck something at it, like
Barks
whatever
at
I can grab.
I mean, you're by the desk if you jump backwards, so you reach over and just grab a something.
Yeah, like a paperweight or a pen, just anything. I hurl it.
Okay. Let's see. What's on the table? What can you grab off the table? There's something good here, I'm sure.
Gosh, a paperweight?
Yeah, you grab a blank notebook and just go, and the pages flutter and hit it.
So menacing.
Knocks the armor
You
slightly.
ruined my memoirs.
As the animated armor begins to hear the command, it stops in place and then goes back to its resting position. And then the book goes dink off the side of its head.
What the fuck is that thing?
Van Richten
Like
turns and
Hotel
looks at you. He's
Transylvania.
fine. He also came with the tower. It's an enchantment that the wizard placed on it. It's meant to keep the area safe. If anyone, by the way, if anyone comes back up here and I'm not here, the password is Kazam. He'll leave you alone if you say that. Otherwise, he'll stab you to death a lot. So, just be careful.
Okay.
I'm gonna have my
Good to know. I
eyes.
appreciate that.
So, as you all arrive, Van Richten circles you all around his workstation, his little desk there, and begins to unfold this map of Barovia with, in black ink, certain locations are circled, other ones have giant X's through them. He's almost like trying to create a diagram of all the places that he's been to or has heard of in Barovia. And he starts pointing at a few different locations. So you all had mentioned that something was in the Windmill?
We're not sure, but we
We
just
have the
wanted to
deed.
check.
You have the deed? How do you have the deed to the windmill? It's hundreds of years old.
We found
And
it.
she's just gonna point to the armor. Like, you know the monkey, like the evil monkey point and stare?
Yeah.
He's doing that.
You got it from the wizard? I'm confused.
No.
No matter. I doubt that the deed's really good for much, but it'd be interesting to see if anyone has ever tried to claim it before. All I know is that currently it seems like someone's taken up residence there and they're using the mill to make pastries of some kind, but I haven't gotten too much information on it.
I love pastries.
We've heard bad things about those pastries.
What kind
So
of bad things? And he gets a notebook and begins to start like taking notes.
that I can't remember exactly. Does anybody else remember? That they're like unnatural or something?
Didn't our fortune teller say they wouldn't be good for our kind or something like that? Like she was very
Okay.
vague about it.
I don't know, I've never met a pastry I didn't like.
Like, anybody that's from the land would be okay with it, but because we're not from here, it would probably make us sick or kill us.
So
Okay, yeah, I couldn't remember.
I forget who it was, but somebody, I think you all might have been together as you were leaving Barovia for the first time, like the town of Barovia. You saw this older woman with a cart, and she was taking pastries door to door, and you saw her sell one to somebody. And as soon as they took a bite, it's almost like their face was glossed over with this daydreamy expression, and they seemed to almost just disengage completely and close the door and left. So there definitely seems to be something with it.
Okay. And then, of course, whatever we remember that we tell Van Richten.
Right.
Von Richten.
Okay. He begins writing and making notes in his journal, kind of making a few adjustments and crossing out a few things here that maybe he had started taking notes on something else. Interesting. Interesting.
Had you hadn't heard anything about that or noticed that yourself?
No, I haven't seen that here. It wasn't in Vallaki, at least, that I can find.
Okay.
Speaking of which, I wonder what's going to happen there now that everything's gone. He looks like almost a little shaken. As he's pointing at the map, he looks at a few other locations that have been circled, and he points out. Irina leans over the map and points at the village of Krezk. Krezk. That one.
Oh, they're here too.
Yeah, what did they get here?
They're here too. They're around.
Oh.
Irina goes, this is where I was trying to escape to, but I don't know if it's actually safe anymore if Strahd is this far away from the castle. I think the best thing for me to do is probably still try to get to the Abbey. And Van Richten looks almost sideways at her like, the Abbey? What do you expect that they can do for you there? And Irina just kind of shrugs and goes, it's the furthest we can get away from Strahd. Something is calling us there, I just don't know what. And he circles it, puts a couple notes there, and then leaves it be. As you look at the rest of the map, you see several other locations that appear to have some notes scrawled next to them, as well as the names of where they are. The ones that most immediately stand out are Berez, and scratched next to it was Strahd birthplace, ? You also see a circle off in the mountains up in the very white north area of Barovia. It says Amber Temple, and the notes next to it read Dark Curse and Powerful Promises.
My goodness.
Mm-hmm.
And there is another location that's circled that is Argenvolst. I will put it into the chat because it's really weird to spell. And this one has written next to it Order of the Silver Dragon.
Argenvolst.
Oh my gosh.
And that is what you see on the map before you.
Silver Dragon.
Could that be where the sword is? Silver Dragon?
We do have luck with dragons.
We do.
Hey, maybe that's where our dragon went.
Do you ask that out loud?
But didn't that...
That's where our dragon went.
I think it might be where the something is. Because I'm pretty sure our fortune said something about a dragon.
Did it?
I don't know. I forgot to write it down, and I'm really kicking myself for it.
That's okay.
Hold on. Well, y'all keep talking. I'll read. E actually opens up her notebook.
For sake of time, I don't remember anything about dragon in your original reading.
I don't
and
either.
I'm definitely not checking my DM notes.
Okay.
And at this point, one of the cats has climbed into Jayaz's lap, and it totally doesn't look like.
It totally doesn't look what?
What? Yeah, what?
It totally doesn't look like Charlie.
Oh. Is this actually happening? Hi, Char Char.
Yeah,
Okay.
up from his nap.
Aw.
When we met with when we had the card reading, it said treasure from mountain wolves, sunlight blade, treasure in a mill, an old raven who will help us, and enemy broken is one. So that's Strahd.
So the thing from wolves, you'll recall Van Richten gave you the Tome of Strahd, which he says he reclaimed from a werewolf den.
Right. So we have that. I'll check that one. That's actually what I'm. Yeah. Okay. So
the Sword of Sun and the Mill. You haven't discovered that one yet, but it sounds like you're on the right path.
okay.
Um,
We have the old raven who will help us.
Yep. You
Yeah.
met Davian, and he's given you his token.
We need the sunlight blade.
You do.
That's what we gotta find.
And Jaos has the talisman, but I don't know if that's one of those things or it's just a...
That would be for...
That was from the Raven.
Yeah, that would be...
Yeah, that's
to
summon.
Strahd's enemy.
Woo.
Okay.
Meta pigeon.
Well, it sounds like we're on a great track here, guys.
And even with all this, we die.
Mhm.
Okay.
So you have the map before you. You have Van Richten who can potentially answer questions about places that you have written down. What are you all thinking right now? Or are you interacting?
I mean, I'm just gonna look at everybody else. I'm willing to divulge whatever we can. I'm just...
Yeah, let's do that. The E.
Do what?
I turn to E.
Oh, okay. So,
So, what's vampires? You seem to know them. What?
E is not comfortable talking about this in front of Van Richten, who is so obviously a vampire hunter. So she's just a little uncomfortable, but
Does she suggest to maybe go for a walk together to talk about it, or?
no, I would rather stay in the tower.
Okay.
Because of what she knows about things.
I'm not trying to drag you outside or anything.
Oh yeah, huh? He ain't no fool. So, unless she's foolish. But, so, this is a bit of a story.
I'll walk over to the bed and sit down, cross-legged. We got time.
Okay. I didn't know that I was going to have to tell you guys this about myself so soon. And please know before I tell you that this is who I was and not who I am. But as you might have gathered, I have had 2 children. And while I was in the very beginnings of my druid training, they disappeared. Whether they were murdered or just kidnapped, I still don't know. And I went crazy. They were my life. They were my everything. And when they were taken from me, I couldn't handle it. And I felt like my family didn't protect me and my druid circle couldn't protect me. And I ran away from everything that I knew. And I ran literally for days and found just a hole in the wall pub, just a random place. And when I walked in, I met him. And I'm sure you can guess what he was. And we fell into a purely lustful, disgusting, only emotion-driven relationship. He was a vampire, and we were together for 10 years. I did horrible things with him. I'm not afraid to tell you that, although I am ashamed of things that I did because I was a completely willing participant. And like I said, it was because I just felt so betrayed by my circle because of what had happened to my children. And I helped him lure people, I helped him kill people, and we did horrible things. But over time, after my grief resolved a little and I came to terms with my emotions, what had happened, I realized that me doing that and being a part of that wasn't something that would help me get over it or to deal with it. And I decided that I didn't want that to happen to anyone else ever again. And I came out of the cloud and the haze, and I went back to my circle and eventually went and found Alaria, seek training. And that's everything about that. Please say something. I'm very vulnerable right now.
Jazz will like open her mouth to say something, but
And breath comes out.
Yeah, and just kind of like look down.
And before you ask, and E brushes her hair to the side on the right side of her neck and like moves her clothes away so that you can see the scars from where the vampire fed from her. Yes, like I said, I was a willing participant in everything. He didn't make me do anything I didn't want to do. Please say something.
I don't know why you didn't tell us this sooner. I kill people all the time. Who cares?
That is the best reaction. It's like, I don't know why you didn't say something sooner. I just murder people as a living. It's fine.
Actually like chuckles a little bit, and she starts to feel a lot more comfortable and okay with like letting her heart out like that. They're like, you've got a point. But these people weren't bad people. I've got to be honest. They didn't deserve what happened to them. The number is so large I couldn't even tell you. But
Jazz is just gonna like, she's still looking down, so she's just gonna start like picking, like, you know, at frayed ends of her clothing. Like she's doesn't want to say anything right.
I actually feel really bad. Like I've let down my actual child.
Well, all of that came from a place of hurt, and I can understand that because I've been hurt in some way. Not really gonna disclose what that is just yet, but but I understand why you did what you did. You felt betrayed. You felt like nobody was there to help you when you needed it. So try not to live in that past anymore. Live where we are your family now. I will always think of you as my family. That is what my people do.
He's gonna like frown, smile, and like a small tears like coming down her cheek.
I hug you.
Aww.
We take care of our people, and you are one of my people now.
Jayaz? Are you okay?
She's just not gonna say anything, and she's not gonna make eye contact.
I was gonna say, what is she doing right now? Like, what does she look like?
Betrayal by daughter.
She's still standing over by the desk, kind of leaning against it. She's got the cat in her lap, but she's just kind of like looking down, I'm just like I said, picking at frayed pieces of her clothing, looking at her nails, like she's just completely shut off.
Okay.
Okay, he's gonna just respectfully understand that, but so with my past fully open, or at least that part fully open to you, I do know things, helpful things that can keep us safe as we deal with all of this. So let me just 1 second. This isn't actually happening. Okay. All right. So I do know that vampires are immortal creatures. Okay. They are very, very difficult to kill. They aren't as easily harmed as anything else that we've ever come in contact with. And their bodies, obviously, as we saw from Strahd earlier, recover very, very quickly. But there are ways to hurt them, like we saw. For instance, sunlight will burn them. That's why you'd never see Strahd out in daylight. And running water will cut them as if it were acid. So it's a little harder to heal, but it seemed with Strahd that he's just so old and so strong that even that has little effect. It would take a lot of water. We could incapacitate him with a stake through the heart, but it will not kill him. And if anyone were to take it out, he would be just fine. And that's everything. Oh, and he can also change into vermin of different kinds. And also he can be mist in the atmosphere and just be in places. So we just have to be very careful.
Of note about their mist form as well, you also begin to recall this had never happened in your experience, but you had been told, or perhaps had seen maybe vampires fighting, that when a vampire is completely drained of their vitality, in other words, when they reach 0 hit points, they automatically shift into their mist form and begin to return to wherever their resting place is to recover.
Okay, I guess Van Richten is telling us that? Does he know that?
No, that's something that E would have known from her relationship.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay, I could play up with that then.
Okay.
Yeah, Van Richten's kind of stoking the fire with all the wood and stuff and kind of warming it up a little bit and trying to get some heat going in the up in the chamber here. And he just kind of goes, "It's more than I knew. I always thought a stake did it." And he literally unfurls his weapon his bandolier of all these vampire things.
Great.
And one of them is a series of wooden stakes, and he's just kind of
nice.
Chucks one of them into the fire.
I was debating on saying that to him too. I was like, "Did you know all this?" But I decided against it because I thought maybe he did. I'm regretting that.
Going off of that, the mist thing, going back to the resting place, what is their resting place?
So...
Would she know?
Answers, please.
I was going to say, E would know that it is either their coffin, so wherever they're resting, their coffin is. If it's not their coffin, it would be the grave or the earth where they were entombed. So vampires are tied... I went too much in one direction. Hold on. I'm trying to tune my microphone.
I thought you meant you told us too much already.
No, I'm watching chat trying to make sure I'm getting my levels correct.
Okay. Okay, so at least with the coffin thing.
Yes.
Is that a way we could possibly trap them in? If we get them down to that point, we can follow them back to their coffins and in a way nail them shut so they can't get out?
Well, he would be able to regain his health over time.
Wait a minute. Did fire hurt them?
No.
I know the sunlight thing, but no fire?
No.
I
mean, it can do damage, but it wouldn't. Not as much as these other things.
Wait, I remember what did it. Now I need to ask Van Richten something.
Yeah, it doesn't do any extra damage.
Okay. Since he's stoking the fire, I want to show him Alaria's laughter. say, this hurt one of the vampires that we encountered. I want to know why it did.
He takes the
Why
blade.
is this sword so special?
And he kind of turns it over in his hands a little bit, and he says, this blade has magical essence, right?
Hmm?
It's been enchanted. And he gives it a swing, and as he does, you can hear that familiar chuckle that you always hear when the blade flies. And he kind of smiles a bit and goes, ah. So, vampires are very resilient. Their skin is almost like stone. So, it can be hard to break through that natural barrier. However, magical items, much like this, are imbued with power that cleaves through that stone skin as though it were natural flesh. They can still recover from those wounds, but this will do proper damage to an unholy beast like a vampire. And he kind of like pseudo spits a little bit, like when he says it, like,
Jazz is gonna look up what he's talking about this, and then look to Janaga.
Mhm.
So, what would Shatter Spike do to Strahd?
I show him Shatter Spike.
Van Richten takes it and turns it over. He's like, I'm not
Bad
sure
damage.
what the capabilities of these weapons are, but unless it's
You Shatter
specifically
Spike on something.
What?
Don't touch the floor.
Yeah.
You
Don't.
Shatter Spike on something.
He's like, why is it covered in jelly?
Down 3 floors. Because the 2 floors underneath you ain't saving shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I assume that... Oh, okay, so Shatter Spike, make a roll of some kind.
Oh,
Just
God.
roll. No, I'm looking up the specific one that might make sense for a
Make a
magic item.
roll.
Let's
Roll.
see. Janaga, since you've used it and you're fairly attuned with it, go ahead and make an Arcana check.
Alright.
Woo!
Whoops. Nothing.
Magic.
Oh, I just saw the comment. Did he sparkle? No.
Sparkle.
Nope, not those
wasn't-
kinds of vampires.
He wasn't a glitter vampire.
22, that's a good roll. So you pick up Shatter Spike, and as you feel kind of that essence begin to bond with your mind, you feel this extension of self through Shatter Spike. You feel that it will do extreme damage to objects,
Yeah.
but it does not do any sort of bonus damage to living or unliving creatures. Anything that's identified as like sentient, it probably
Yeah.
won't do a bunch of damage to. If you were to fight that that animated armor with this, hell yeah, it'd do a bunch of damage, but
Yeah.
it probably wouldn't hurt a vampire any more than a normal magical blade would.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna carefully take that back.
And you tuck it away and stow it very
Yeah.
safely.
Then remind myself clean the jam off later. And just keep eyeballing Jaya. It's like, you know.
So as
She's
Van
gone back
Richten...
to just looking at the floor.
Yeah. As Van Richten is kind of tending to the fire, he gestures around. It's late. I don't know that we'll want to go exploring tonight unless you really want to make headway towards that mill. Otherwise, we can rest here for the evening. We should be safe. This tower is warded against undead creatures and all sorts of magic. It's probably our best bet for tonight.
He
Cool.
just is quiet because she knows that she's really upset Jayaz, who's kind of been like a daughter to her.
I want to
So
go look
sh-
at the clay golems. Jayaz, do you want to come with me? Come on, let's go.
Have you ever felt like something was
I'm gonna look at
attracted?
her. I'm gonna look at her and say subtle. Subtle.
Good.
Like, do I need to roll like perception right now?
Well, what are you trying to find
roll
out?
initiative.
What-
Check or something?
Trying to be nice.
Go ahead and do a insight check. 11?
I am
Okay.
not wise.
Amelia, are you genuinely trying to be nice? Are you trying to trick her? Are you trying to tell her the truth?
I want to take her because I want to talk to her about something. I don't really care if she thinks I'm being nice or not.
Okay. So you get the sense that she's not necessarily being polite, but she's definitely trying to get you, like, out of this space. We should go talk about something.
Alright, she's gonna, like, pick up the cat and gently put it down on the ground. And then first she's gonna dig through her bag, find, like, any remnants of wine she can, and without even saying, like, okay, I'll go with you, she'll just, like, walk over to the elevator and start swinging them.
Okay.
I'll be back. Bye.
Okay.
Everyone stands clear of the elevators. And
Does
as-
Jayaz leave her bag?
Do you?
No, I imagine it's kind of like a satchel, like a crossbody.
Mm.
It's probably just.
Okay.
She's about that messenger bag.
Okay.
Okay.
So, the elevator begins to descend in the same jerky, strange movements, and it's less of a smooth transition down as much as it's you drop pretty much 5 feet at a time, like drink, drink, drink.
Every time it does that, I imagine like some wine
I was gonna
splashes
say,
up
it's
out
splashing
of the
out.
bottle.
Just getting to the end of it, like
And you're getting like madder and madder. She's like, that could have been in my map.
She's doing like I really wish my camera was working so you could see, but she's like every time it splashes out, she's like trying to grab it with her mouth, like catching raindrops.
All right, so the two of you begin to head down, and as you do, Van Richten kind of yells a thing of warning, like, whatever you do, don't attack them. They'll wipe the floor with you.
Don't get too drunk and then do it.
So the two of you safely get all the way down to the first floor, disembark, and are standing before the clay golems.
Okay. Can I punch her?
Go ahead and roll an unarmed strike.
Can I react?
I mean, it's going to be against your armor class, because you're still fully armored.
This is the Sunless Citadel all over again.
Let me see, your unarmed
It's not gonna hit.
strike. Yeah, your unarmed is what, a +5?
Yeah, it's not gonna hit. I rolled a 3.
Oh,
So.
yeah, so you go to take a swing, and Jayaz has not quite had that much wine yet. She sees it coming from a mile away and takes like a safety step back and just goes and dodges it.
What the hell is that for?
You really are a bigger idiot than I thought you were. Again?
She's just, again, stay out fashion, is going to grab the closest thing near her and chuck it to
Okay, so there's several boxes as well as like debris just lying on the floor. So I'm imagining you pick up essentially a wood plank and chuck it, and you're at a distance of like 5 feet.
Yeah, that works. That's exactly it.
Okay, go ahead and roll an unarmed strike. It's an improvised weapon.
Is that just a 20?
It's a d20 plus your unarmed strike, which is on your character sheet. Your unarmed is a +4. 5 and 4 is 9. Does not hit Amelia's
Could
armor
I
class.
use a luck point?
If you want.
Let's use a luck point.
Gosh, this is.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you grab this piece of wood off of the floor and you, like, give it a little bit of a flourish and a flip, and you chuck it, and Amelia's prepared for, like, a swinging kind of thing to get out of the way. No, you fucking chuck it like a spear straight at her and just goes BAM! Right in the center of her head. Amelia, you suffer
Dodge.
4 points of bludgeoning damage to the brain.
Can I use Uncanny Dodge to half that?
Let me see. Uncanny dodge. Oh, I'm on the wrong character sheet.
When an attacker that
Uncanny
you can
dodge.
see hits you with an attack, you can use your reaction to half the attack's damage against you.
Yeah. So you take 2 points instead.
Okay. Can I try to punch her again?
Oh my
Okay.
God.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can we hear any of that from upstairs?
Go ahead and make a
You
perception
really
check.
do. 3 floors down, right?
You're
It's-
3
yeah,
floors
3
down,
floors.
so yeah, go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay.
It's like 3 doors down, but in Barovia. 3 floors down.
So
Coming to.
you hear at the very top of the tower, you're listening pretty intently, you hear a very muffled, "The fuck was that for?" And then you hear a thunk. And that's a natural 20 from Charlie as well. So yeah, Amelia
Okay.
also crits.
Can we
I'm-
like do this in combat, you guys?
I love that you're rolling nat 20s against each other, and I guarantee you the
Yeah,
first time you get
and-
into combat, it's
wow.
gonna be like 6.
I kind of love it, but I
2.
also kind of hate it.
Okay, so I'm gonna like punch her, and as I punch her, I'm gonna say, "Why would you act like that to her?"
She
Aw.
failed to tell us that she used to help a vampire lure people in and kill them. You can't trust somebody like that.
Oh, my heart.
Also, how much damage did I take?
3 points.
Oh, yeah, 3 points.
Are we able to listen in on this conversation on our ear?
They're not using the
We're not
earrings to
touching-
communicate, so no, but there's a
Ugh.
big hole in the center of the floor right now, and you rolled pretty well
Okay,
with
so we
perception.
can hear them.
So
Okay.
you can hear this conversation because you're intentionally spying on them. Unless you want to make a perception check, at best you're only going to hear muffles from...
No,
You're
E is
passive.
pretty upset with everything, so she's not even paying attention. She's just
My
staring
head's
out the
on the
window.
floor listening.
Yeah.
I'm
That was to
actually
say-
imagining Janaga's like looking down the hole, like in the floor, and you just see like the piece of wood fly by, like go the other way.
Oh boy.
Well, since that hole is there, I'm gonna shout down. I will just let Shatterspike drop down there, and it will explode this whole building.
We're
It's
busy.
not-
Chaos is gonna yell up through to the hole. Let it hit me! I'd rather die.
Oh my
So you would
gosh!
rather a vampire come here and kill you than actually kill it, and just get rid of all of the bad that's here.
Janaga, I got this.
Was this the first floor we went down to, by the way?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
we're
all the way down on the first floor.
So,
Y'all
for
are
my
like
next
screaming.
move, because I guess we're kind of in combat now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna finish the bottle that I'm drinking. I'm gonna now hurl
No.
that at Amelia,
Okay.
and I'm gonna walk out the front.
Oh,
okay.
great.
Really? Oh my god!
Go ahead
this
and
is
roll
fantastic.
your
So, unarmed strike. for
Yeah.
the bottle.
Yep.
Because it's an
Should I
improvised...
get advantage because it's like a ranged weapon?
No, it's an improvised weapon. But you've got those roll with advantage bonuses that you could use.
Oh, you cut out. You said you got those, and then it cut.
You've got the advantage things you could be using from the donations.
No.
Bar
And I'm
fight.
Don't
thinking-
use it on something
Are-
so stupid. Oh my
That
god.
feels like
Are
a
we
party
sure
decision,
This is
though.
an improvised weapon for JS
You're
throwing a
positive.
wine bottle.
I'm gonna say yes, because it's not intended to be a weapon. If you take a feat called Bar Brawler, then maybe I might change my mind.
Can I use a luck point?
You can use a luck point. Although, personally, I think the natural one would be kind of funny here for story.
Yeah, me too.
Fine, I'll take the crit one, but I'm still walking out this door.
I'm following her.
So, you go to throw it, and you realize that there's still, like, just a teeny bit of wine at the bottom, and it causes you to almost hold on to it. You throw it, and as it spins end over end, a little bit escapes the tip of, like, the mouth of the bottle before whizzing completely by Amelia, smashing on a wall, and just the rest of the wine just dripping, and your heart hurts a little bit for having missed it. and you turn and walk away.
Like my heart can hurt anymore right now.
Oh.
And you turn and walk away, and you walk out of the door.
And then I'm gonna slam the door if it's a slammable type.
Yeah, when you open the door from the inside, the magic seal is just released, and then you slam it behind you, go boom, and as you do, the seal, like the seam in the middle, just disappears, and you're met with the locked door.
Great. Well, I'm gonna go after her.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mandy, how far does Jazz get away before, like, you've got 6 seconds, your max movement is 30 feet. You could technically be 30 feet away by the time she opens that door. How far are you going? What are you trying to do?
Were there like trees right outside the door?
There weren't necessarily trees, but let me move your character back down there so you can see it. So you are outside. There's the wagon that's just kind of chilling. And then on the map, like, there's a lake behind Van Richten's tower that you could go to.
But not like a tree I can just like go climb up into and...
I mean, there's trees not too far away from the front door. I'll say that, sure, there's a tree that's nearby.
There's the carriage. Get up top of the roof on the carriage.
I thought about it. I guess that's what she'll do. She'll climb on top of the carriage and she's gonna pull out a baguette and she's just gonna plop down and like, now she's just seething. Like she just wants to be in her own headspace and like figure shit out. She feels really betrayed by the only person that's been like a mother to her whole life, since she left the nuns. And so like she's feeling a lot of shit right now, and she doesn't need Amelia's bullshit.
So you exit the tower. You go towards the caravan, which you see is under layers of mud. This wagon does have a fresh coat of purple paint, and its wheels have a very fancy gold trim. It's very Vistani. Nice. A brass lantern hangs from each corner, and red drapes cover a tombstone-shaped window on either side. A steel padlock secures the back door, hanging from which is a cheap wooden sign that says, "Keep out." You immediately vault over the sign, get on top of the caravan, and are sitting with your feet just kind of dangling off the edge, and you've got a baguette in your face.
Perfect.
So I come out to this?
Yep, you come out and you see Jayaz perched on top of this caravan with a big old "Keep Out" sign. And she's just got a baguette in hand and looking off into the distance wistfully.
When she hears the door open again, she's not even gonna look. She's just gonna flip off the direction of the...
I'm just gonna sigh and I'm gonna be like, I think I'm done hitting you. So I'm gonna get up on the caravan next to her.
Okay. So you climb up with her as well. Jayaz, what do you do? Anything?
I'll break off a hunk of bread and still not making eye contact, just like shove it towards...
This is like Apu sharing the bread in Aladdin. Just like...
I'm actually Apu right now.
I guess I'll take the bread.
Okay.
To forgive her outright, but people we trust do things we don't like. Trust me. Seen it. But a good person.
Why couldn't she have told us before?
Because she thought we would react like this.
Obviously, but she could have told us a long time ago.
She didn't want to hurt you.
Well, look where that's gotten us.
Are they too far away to communicate on the earrings?
They're not too far away to communicate on the earrings, but you're no longer able to eavesdrop on them because they've gone outside.
Well, I was gonna say, like, I do have something to say to her, but I don't really want to leave E.
Right. Just remember, if you use the earring, everyone can hear it.
That's okay. I want everybody to hear it. I get on the earring and I say, yes. I get on the earring and I say, look, I know it hurt you, but that took a lot of courage for her to come out and say what she said. And I know what it's like to be hurt. But what she said is actually very helpful for what we need to do. She gave us very good information, and I don't give a crap about what happened in the past. The past is the past. She learned from it. Just like you can learn to be a more respectful daughter, even though I know you got hurt, but this is no time to be acting the way that you are acting right now. You are technically in danger. You're outside of the tower. And I don't really want to come down here and get you, but if I have to, I will.
He is like crying silently.
I'm gonna get on that earring and be like, "Hey, connection's breaking up. We can't hear you. What? Hi."
You're going through a tunnel.
Going through a tunnel. Going through a tower tunnel thing.
Chaos is just gonna like take the earring off and like
The magic's
put it in her-
protecting us.
I'm about to send the tiger down, like ask him, can we get the tiger down there?
So the tiger's technically down there. There's no way the tiger would make it upstairs. I kind of hand wave that, but yeah, the tiger's definitely like chilling on the first floor with the clay golems, so he probably saw all of that, like, the fuck.
He was just sitting there the whole time, like, what the fuck?
Ask him politely to have the tiger go get her.
Van Richten looks at you like, I don't know what you expect me to do. I'm all the way up here. The tiger just knows to attack things. He's not that smart.
Oh, give him more credit.
The tiger looks up and it's just like, "Rrr."
Yeah. It's like Jasmine's tiger.
We're actually just playing Aladdin D&D, and we're just now figuring it out.
Pretty much.
Curse of
Strahd is Jafar.
Curse of Jafar.
Oh boy.
So Jayas, after she takes the earring off and just puts it in her pocket, she's just gonna kind of like take a deep sigh, and she'll look at Amelia.
Oh my god.
I still love her, but it's gonna be a while before I can like her again.
Well, I
Well,
guess
my
that's
heart
better
is
than
broken.
just- Well, you're
I'm
not
sitting
listening.
like, if, like, I'm wherever you are, and just like rubbing your, because I know how hurt you are.
Do you have that necklace you won off of me?
I thought you took it back.
No, I didn't. She had it. I
You did-
tried to
oh.
look for it, but she had it.
Oh, okay.
You know I hoard everything.
It's with that icky tentacle.
Well, I let you. I bet that because I thought if you win it, it would still be near me without me actually throwing it away. That. But. And the people we think who are good aren't always good. He is a good person. I've seen my share of evil people, and she is not.
Well, I've been betrayed by people I trusted before because they weren't being honest with me. So forgive me if I'm gonna have trouble.
Me too. Like, you know, during. Wait, what's our teacher's name? I forget our teacher's name.
Oh.
Alaria.
Roll. And how we were supposed to go together and you just left. So if you want to be betrayed by people, I guess we can talk about that too.
And as soon as she mentions that moment, Jayas is gonna snap her head to the side at her, and with like daggers in her eyes, you know nothing about what happened. You know nothing. And she's gonna get up and like walk around towards the back of the tower. Like she's just gonna walk away at the mention of that.
Ugh. I'm not even gonna bother.
Alright, so what is Amelia doing? You go back inside, or?
I'll just sit here. I don't care.
Okay. Jayaz, you head around to the back. Are you going towards the lake?
At this point, yeah. Like she just needs to walk and clear her head.
Okay.
But remember, she's got them woods, so nothing. She's alert to everything.
It's worth mentioning you are no longer in Dem Woods, you are on a lake.
Yeah, there's like a big lake surrounding us. So unless you're an excellent swimmer, Dem waters.
No.
You have that?
Them waters.
Dem waters.
No, you know that would be written as like water.
Dem Wooders,
Oh,
like
yeah, Dem
Wooders.
Dem waters.
I see anything?
In the
Are
darkness?
there like torches? Yeah, I know it's darkness, but I was wondering if like there were like torches at the door or something.
Go ahead and roll perception.
What is my perception? I'm trying to see if my like character sheet's the same as my D&D Beyond for that. There we go.
And I've been doing that too, going back and forth. Something.
Wow, I'm so dumb.
I'm going to say that you probably don't see much. You look into the darkness, but with your human eyes, you're not able to get too far. It is dark. There's very little light that's really kind of illuminating things. Behind you, almost behind the tower, you can see like moonlight trying to push through the clouds, and it creates outlines of things. But you're not able to get any firm details. There are no torches or any light sources coming from where you guys were walking through to get here. So nothing like that is lit that would be easy for you to see.
Oh, this is dumb. I guess I'll follow her again.
Are you following her and like hoping she sees you, or are you being sneaky?
You know what? I'll be sneaky.
Go ahead and roll stealth.
Okay.
All right, that'll do it. Jazz, you're not looking for her right now, so your passive perception is only a 13. She's able to sneak around and you don't notice her.
Okay. She's just gonna go to the lake and like start skipping rocks or something.
Talk to the lady of the lake and her Laker girls.
Pretty much.
Okay.
I want you to skip a rock so hard it hits a tree like way across the like side. Like you're so mad.
Pretty big. That can happen. She just takes up like a giant boulder and throws that in the lake. It's like,
Some strength.
Go ahead and roll a dexterity check. Just straight dex.
oh, me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
to see if,
who?
for rock skipping.
Oh, James.
Ow.
Yeah, I wanted to be high for this one.
Just straight dex.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Wow.
So you throw it, and the first one doesn't skip at all. It just goes bloop. The second one you manage to get 2 or 3 skips out of. Pretty satisfying. The last one you throw, and it also just kind of bloops, doesn't skip at all. But after throwing the third one, you look all the way across the lake, and you notice 2 figures. They look humanoid, but then they're gone. Like they start retreating from the shoreline.
I'm sure that's fine. She says aloud to herself.
Give us away.
This is the buddy cop adventure, Jazz and Amelia.
Yeah.
Which one of us is the good cop? Because I don't think it's
Some
either.
bad boys.
It's just shitty cops.
This is Bad Boys. Will Smith and Martin Lawrence.
Amelia and Jayaz, shit cops. That's your theme song. It's a thing.
Great.
You know, I want to be Will Smith, but I'm pretty sure I'm Martin Lawrence.
All right. So, what else is everybody doing? What is going on tonight? Anything else that you want to try and achieve?
He really wants to go follow Jayaz, but she knows right now it's best to give her distance, because from where I'm sitting, I'm pretty sure I could probably see her walking. But
Yeah, you
just
can see her
like
from up in the tower, out of the windows, if you really look.
slowly, quietly, just crying because
Aw.
she feels like she's actually hurt a child of hers, and it's killing her.
I'm just still trying to comfort you. Like, she'll get over it. Don't worry.
I don't know what else
Sure,
I
I
could
could-
do. I think I could still just kick her ass, but I don't know if
Don't know if that'll necessarily help anything, but
Amelia's gonna feel really shitty when, like, she hits Jaos and she ends up dying because she was still hurt from the Strahd back.
I completely forgot about that.
I was gonna say she's still taking hit point loss.
My bad. I probably won't feel shitty though. Like this is Amelia we're talking about.
Yeah, you're at what, like 20 something hit points?
Yeah, and I think nothing happened to do, for me to get the temporary ones fixed, right?
Not
Or I
yet.
think I had to take a
Not
long
yet.
rest or something. Yeah. Still have to figure.
E's gonna turn to Janaga and like smile, gently at her, like sad smile, say and like rub her shoulder and say, "You should get some rest. I'll be fine. I'll be fine."
Are you sure? I will stay up with you if you need somebody to talk to.
With what's going on, I think it's more important that you get some rest.
Okay. And I don't even take the bed. I just like slump next to her, put my head on her.
Yeah, Van Richten's taking the bed because he's like, this is
Yeah.
my house.
Yeah, he's already
rude.
passed out. He's got like a chest.
Janaga crawls into the bed with Van Richten, like, alright.
He's probably like a long time ago sighed and been like, "Ugh, women."
I'd sleep on the stove. I have that.
He's an awful host.
He's not great. He's
I let my
not
tiger
great.
run around.
So everyone upstairs is kind of retreating for the night. Janaga, I'm assuming you're putting out a bedroll, or are you going to try and sneak into bed?
No. I'm just sitting next to E.
Okay.
But like since it's so quiet, okay, Van Richten did go to bed, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So while I'm trying to fall asleep, I'm gonna just like I'm not looking at her, but be like, E, are you still awake?
I don't sleep.
You don't sleep? Okay. Like, would it make you feel a little better if I told you what happened to me? So you know you're not alone in loss?
I don't want you to feel like you have to tell me anything. I have lived a lot of years, more than you probably even know. I don't want you to feel like you have to tell me anything if you're not ready. It was my time. It was my time to tell you. I needed to tell you to help keep everyone safe. Because ultimately, I don't want anybody to get hurt.
And I don't want you to get hurt either. Because you're the first person that's been like a mom to me in a long time. And then I'll go into my story. So, I never knew my parents. They died from a forest fire. I wasn't even from where I'm originally from. And a kind old lady took me in when I was just a baby. And I didn't look like anybody else that was in my village. And I look her in the eyes and I say, my skin didn't always look this way. My skin was a very pale pink. And when I was growing up, all the kids in the village had bullied me. And there was only one person that stuck up for me. And he ended up being next in line to rule over our village. And over the years of him protecting me and training me to be a warrior like he was, because all the men had to be, we both fell in love. And we were betrothed to each other. And before we were even to be married, he went out on a hunt. And he never came back. I don't know who or what could have killed him, or if he's if he's still alive out there somewhere. But it was the biggest loss I had ever known in my life. And I went into seclusion for such a long time. The sun hadn't touched my skin, and it went from being that pale pink to this dark purple, disgusting skin you see now. And because I was betrothed to him and he was supposed to lead our tribe, I in turn was also supposed to do that. So while I felt that loss, I felt also betrayed by my people because they didn't care that he was gone. It was just like, okay, he's gone, now you're in charge. And I didn't know what to do. So I felt betrayal and loss at the same time. And I didn't want to deal with it. So after I came out of my seclusion, it was on my 30th birthday. And I told my people how I was feeling. And I said, you betrayed me. You didn't understand the loss I was feeling. You just kept going on with your lives. And I didn't feel like I belonged there anymore. I felt like I needed to find a new family. So that's why I came to Ilaria. Because I did want to train to be a better warrior, perhaps maybe someday going back to honor my fiance's legacy. But at the same time, and then I'm gonna kind of like put my arms around her, like, I found a new family in you.
E's doing that smile cry, and she just reaches out and she just hugs her. And as she's like kind of sobbing for Janaga, she says, your skin is beautiful. Purple is my favorite color.
Really?
She just hugs her a little tighter.
Oh.
And then we just stay there hugging, I think. We just hug for a long time.
I fall asleep hugging you.
And I'm just gonna hold her and just like stroke her hair. And every now and then saying shh, 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 shh.
Yeah, I'm just like quietly sobbing and just like kind of like whimpering, saying, I hope he.
And that feels like a good point to take a break.
Oh boy.
I was gonna say, let's give everyone 15 minutes to unpack all that emotion. So yeah.
Well, guys, did you think tonight was gonna be this night?
Right?
Sure did not.
Where did this come from, guys?
We
We have
be
emotions
back.
and we out here.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and take us to break. We will see you all in about 15 minutes.
So, what?
Yeah, it'll be 45 after. So at 3:45 my time, 6:45 Eastern.
Okay, awesome.
Great.
Let's do that.
Cool. Back in a bit. And we're back from our break.
Oh.
I did things. So, before we get into it, because I'm really excited about this, one, dice camera. It's a thing. We have one. And now you can watch me roll dice. It's magic. So, other than that, we also added an extension to Twitch, which means you can now see everyone's character sheets. So if you mouse over the Twitch player, the characters will load on the left-hand side. You can click on it. You'll see their character sheet. You can scroll through everything. You can see their hit points, any attuned items. Good times. Good times.
If you can't see it, you might have to refresh the page.
But yeah, something cool and new. I made good use of our downtime because I needed to not focus on crying.
Yeah, pretty much.
So that brings us back, and I'm gonna ask everyone, just kind of trust me on this. All of the decisions I'm about to say were made with all the players in mind. So just keep an open mind.
Mm-hmm.
As you all wake up the next morning, Amelia, at some point during the evening, you dozed off a little bit, leaning up against the back of the tower, watching Jayaz, who was kind of just spaced out, staring into the over the lake for a good long while. And at some point, it was dark, it was late, it was quiet. You actually managed to nod off for about 30 minutes or so. And when you wake up, she's gone. She is not there.
What?
Well.
So you wake up,
Okay.
and you see that she's just not where she was. That's all.
Oh, okay. Where is she?
Meanwhile, upstairs,
What?
everyone's kind of waking up. Van Richten's already up for the morning, and he's gotten into some foodstuffs and is trying to essentially cook some eggs over the stove, and he has some bacon and larder that he's trying to heat up, and he's trying to get something going. He's not prepared to cook for as many people as are visiting, but he's going to try and do his best.
He's gonna just pull out some dried mushrooms and add them.
Okay.
Kind of make a little modified soup stew.
All right. So E starts adding in her dried mushrooms to the mix. What's everybody doing? You're all waking up.
I was gonna say, I'll make some jam, but we all know what happened last time. That's not gonna work out. So I'm just, I guess I'll like set up a table or something. We can all sit down and have a nice breakfast.
Okay. So you've started putting, some things together to try and make some shared space. You've cleared off Van Richten's desk and have started like trying to make room for things.
Yeah.
And Amelia, do you come back up inside? Or are you still outside looking for something?
Yeah, where's Jayaz?
Go ahead and roll a survival check.
Oh my god. What's survival? I've never used survival. Oh no.
Survival's like
I
your...
like that eyebrow raise.
Yeah, I was gonna say, survival's like your wilderness. That's your tracking things down.
I'm a city
16.
girl.
Okay. So you wake up and realize she's gone. You kind of like half jog over to where she was sitting last night, and by the shore of the lake, it's a bit damp. It's not soft sand. It's definitely like marshy type of land. And you see that there's boot prints that lead off westward towards the tree line. And you kind of follow them for a little bit. As soon as you get into the woods, the tracks are all but gone. They completely disappear.
Uh-oh.
Does she say that to everybody?
Not yet. She hasn't gone inside.
I guess I'll get on the earring.
Okay.
Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
What is uh-oh? What's going on?
Uh-oh.
I think the idiot ran off.
What?
She's not here.
He is gonna immediately just like fly downstairs as fast as she can.
It's not my fault, I swear.
I'm following, but I'm like, can't even eat my eggs because she's already breakfast.
Stayed out here to help watch her in case something happened. And I fell asleep, I guess, and she's gone. And what kind of idiot leaves in the middle of the night anyway?
It's my fault. It's my fault.
It's
No, it's not your fault.
Yeah, it's kind of your fault, but I mean, it's not all your fault.
Anyway, he's just running.
He's just an idiot.
Where are you?
By the lake in the woods.
Give me a direction.
Adam, give her a direction.
So you go downstairs, and it's towards the back of the tower, and then immediately westward towards the tree line.
Okay, well, that's where she's gonna run. Okay. I'm guessing I meet up with her pretty quickly.
Yeah, you sprint over. I mean, it's maybe a 5-minute run, not even, to get like right next to her.
Okay. So I guess is Janaga like right behind me?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay. So now I guess I'm gonna try to track her. But Amelia would be like the best at that, right?
I'm not a tracker.
That's right. It's our rogue.
Jayas is the best tracker.
Yeah, Jayas is the best tracker.
Ooh.
Earring on.
So
Took
what
it
we
off.
can do is I will allow one person to roll perception, but everyone can roll. Just pick whoever the primary person is, and we'll add a bonus for everyone who's successful.
I have plus for perception. I'm +6.
I'm +1.
I'm a +3.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm
Go with
+7.
E.
Plus
Go with
7,
E.
actually.
I was gonna say E is probably the most in tune with being able to perceive something out in the wilds, especially.
Track your child.
So roll.
Yep. So go ahead and roll perception. Charlie and Jenna, go ahead and roll perception as well.
Okay.
Never mind. Does not matter.
Yay!
That natural 20 though.
Yeah.
You really want to find her? Okay.
I really want to find her.
Don't you touch my daughter, you bitch.
Yes, Molly Weasley. Yes.
Basically.
So, E, you immediately go to the woods, and you are not just looking with your eyes, but you are begging, beseeching anything in the forest that might have seen what had happened. You're using all of your abilities to kind of like check the trees and the root systems and see if any of them felt anything. You're looking at the animals and seeing if any of them were disturbed and moved away by whatever was moving through the forest. There's not much in the way of tracks. However, you do find and notice a few things after about 30 minutes of searching together as a party.
My goodness.
The first thing is you find an area of the dirt that looks like it definitely was a scuffle of some kind. Like, it was kicking,
Dear God.
dragging, like, it's all over. Like, feet were just being dug in and all sorts of stuff. You also notice, we'll call it half a loaf of a baguette. So a
great.
sizable chunk, just like maybe
Great, he
this
took her,
big,
so we have to go to dinner now.
is just gone. Like, it's just there on the ground. There's been some animals that have been eating it, so you anticipate it's probably been there for at least an hour or two. And then the last thing that you find, and this is with your especially keen vision as well as working with the spirits in the forest of kind of nature and pulsing and looking for unnatural things. One of the trees complains of an itch that is non-natural magics. And you listen and follow over to where it is, and you look towards the base of the tree, and you find one earring of sending. It looks very familiar, very similar to the one that Jayaz has on her. usually.
What?
I'm gonna kick her ass.
Oh my gosh.
I almost want to scream, you big gigantic baby! Now we have to go to dinner.
We know it was him, though. I mean, what if she was just an idiot and ran away?
I mean, you also all did have a plan. You were planning on going to the mill this morning.
There it
So
goes.
there's
Right out the
also
window.
the chance that maybe someone got a little ambitious.
Someone got what?
Maybe
What?
someone got a little ambitious going to the windmill already.
She's not that smart.
Smart, maybe not. But desire to prove herself? Desire to show that she don't need nobody?
Adam, see, I feel like you're laying this out to send us on a wild goose chase.
Me and Mandy talked about this a bit.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you are being very quiet right now, man.
Well, she's not here.
She's there. She's there.
So I guess I'm gonna. It was the earring, right, that you dropped, or that I found.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna pick it up, and like everything that's going inside E's head is she wants to break down and freak out, but she knows what road that leads down, and she's just gonna like stay strong and do her best to find her pseudo daughter that she broke in half. And she's like resolved to just be strong. So I guess she's gonna turn to the girls and say, "I need to go back to Van Richten. We need to tell him what happened. We've got to stick to the plan."
Yeah, I agree.
What do you think, Amelia?
Okay. Let's go.
Alright, so I guess we're gonna head back tower. And is he talking? I can't hear anything.
No, I'm doing
Nice,
a lot
I-
of typing, but I'm also muting my mic so that it's
Oh, okay,
not.
I'm sorry.
So Van Richten, you go up and talk to him, and he's like, the plan was to go to the windmill. If you are all headed there, then I will start scouting out some of these other locations, and he gestures to the map.
Okay.
You are welcome to use this place as a safe house. And he teaches you the moves to unlock the magic door in the front. And he told you the password to deactivate the armor. He also gives a word of caution. No matter what you do not go into Esmeralda's caravan. She's got that thing trapped to high heaven. Don't even touch it.
Okay.
Yeah, you got it.
Can we leave the kitties here?
I was gonna say, take care of the kitty.
Of course, you can leave them here. I can't
The
guarantee
tiger
I'll
will
be
be
here
tiger
much,
mom.
but
Ha 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 ha.
we'll leave food out for them. I imagine they'll be fine.
Okay. E, when we get back, can you talk to animals?
Do what?
Can you talk to animals?
I don't know why it keeps breaking up for me.
Can you talk to animals?
I can talk to animals.
Oh, when we get back, can you ask them their names?
The cat's
Sure.
names? You can
Yeah.
name them. I don't think we've taken
No, I
time
don't
to
want
name them yet.
I want them to have their own names.
Okay, yes, I can name them. So, DM, think of names for cats.
Why you all get to name the cats? That's oh, you mean like what are their actual names when you talk
She
to them?
wants
Yeah,
me
like
to
if they
talk to
would
them and
want it.
ask
Oh,
what their
good
names
lord.
are.
How many
That's pretty
cats are
range
there?
for you.
I feel rude just being like, oh yeah, we're just gonna call you something even though you might have a name.
So we can do that later.
Amelia's very compassionate towards animals.
Okay.
Humans, not so much.
I will work on that because I'm split between do I want to use whatever names a human would have given them because they are domesticated cats, or would they have their own? I imagine they would go by their domesticated
to you.
names. So I need to think of like, well, what would Lady Proctor call them?
Huh.
I gotta get myself back in the headspace. I'll work on it.
Or they,
Okay.
or
Okay.
they can have two names. Their domesticated name and their name their family gave them. So they're twinkies.
Okay. So with that, do you all begin to set out towards the windmill? It is broad daylight. It's cloud cover, but it's probably one of the brightest days you've had so far.
100%. That's what E is
Yeah.
doing.
Okay.
Yeah. I go wherever E goes.
They're all healed,
Aw.
right?
Yeah, we had a long rest.
Yeah.
Okay.
So everyone's back to full. All of your abilities have refreshed, etc., etc. Let's move you back to the overview of the world.
Wee.
So wait, hold on. We're heading to the windmill?
Yeah.
Oops,
Okay.
that's not where I want to take you. Don't look at that. There we go. So you are all currently, it's going to be a bit of a trek to get there. It's not super far away.
Right.
But you are all currently, oh, stop moving. Currently here.
Okay.
And you're traveling to here. Now you can cut off some time by cutting through the woods if you'd like. Otherwise, you can follow the Luna River and then come back up and around. Would probably
What do
be
you guys do?
the fastest, most direct route without going through the woods, and then the safest route would be to take the old Sphalic road past where Vallaki is burned down and then come back around the forest. So you've got
Screw
3 different
safe-
choices. Screw
I want
safety?
to cut through the... But
wanna go
again,
through the forest?
E's not going to arbitrarily do that. She wants to leave it up to everybody else. Majority.
For those of you who are thinking about it, if E makes her, like, suggestion, it is the brightest day that you've had here. You are pretty sure that it's very unlikely that vampires will be out, at least. Who else knows what lurks in those woods? But it's unlikely that Strahd is going to be coming for you today.
Okay, I say forest.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
And then I want to be on top of the trees. Like I want to jump from tree branch to tree branch.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to do Mask of the Wild.
Okay.
Oh god, he's rolling for something.
I feel a little bad for Janaga because she can't do this stuff.
No, I'm fine.
All right.
I mean, I could stealth too, but I'd rather just walk it.
So you all make your way back to where the crossroads are, which is right about here. And following the path that Van Richten had taken you the night before, you continue to traverse over the bridge, but rather than head towards Vallaki, you begin to travel into the forest. And you find a trail that feels like it's going to take you pretty much through the heart of it. However, after a few hours, you realize this trail did not lead where you thought, and it began to wind and kind of get twisted into the darkness of the trees. The sunlight here is fighting to breach the canopy of the leaves above you, and after about an hour or two, you realize, I think we're lost. This wasn't the route that we thought it would be.
Cool.
You travel back a little bit along the trail that you had been following, and you eventually kind of get your bearings. You start to recognize some of the foliage that you had already been past. There's a particularly wilted dandelion that was kind of a marker for you that stood out. And as you kind of get your grounding again, you begin heading towards the direction of the windmill. As you start to breach from this side, you see the old windmill to your left. It is rickety. The sun at this point is fairly high in the sky and is actually being eclipsed by the rotation of the windmill, which is spinning ever so slowly. Do I have a what you see for this? Kind of. Sure, this will work. So as you can see, the sails on the windmill are tattered and torn and not really catching much of the wind anymore. So you expect that something has to be forcing it to go in circles.
I love that it has all the dimensions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, in case you want to build it yourself.
Yeah, just in case you want to build it.
Well, we need it to give to the renovators when we.
Yeah, this is going to be our future base of operations.
Yeah, it comes with its own raven and skeletons and.
It's my windmill. I'm having it forever.
Who found the deed?
I did.
Okay.
To this and the murder house.
Oh, that's all you.
Okay. So you walk a little bit past because it's on a raised edifice. So you kind of go back down towards where the road meets, and you kind of see a trail that leads down into the valley, which is where you are right now. And you come to this branch in the road where you can finally trudge up the side and get back to walkable distance that takes you up towards the windmill. The onion-domed edifice leans forward and to one side as though trying to turn away from the very bright skies above it. You see gray brick walls and dirt-covered windows on the upper floors. A decrepit wooden platform encircles the windmill above a flimsy doorway leading to the building's interior. Perched on a wooden beam above the door is a raven. It hops about and squawks at you, seemingly agitated. As it's about to fly down and approach you, it sees something behind you and instead flies away. Mandy, do you want to describe what they see?
Do you have the picture? Can you put that up for them?
I'm working on importing it right now.
It's a gigantic version of the yellow dog.
OMG. What is going to happen right now?
I don't want to describe it until
Oh God.
there is a picture.
I'm trying real hard to get this. There we go.
Bringing her up already.
Arth. Yes.
Oh god, it's so small.
Why is it so tiny?
Yeah, I gotta hit her.
Oh my god.
What?
Okay.
As you turn around to look in the direction of where the raven was looking,
Why is Anna
you
here?
see a young girl, approximately 10 to 12 years in age, a halfling. She's got light blonde ringlets, strewn down perfectly, long hair. She's wearing a yellow dress in a Victorian style with a black hat and carrying a doll that is the spitting image of her in the same fashion. Over half of her face, it appears to be a porcelain mask, and she just smiles sweetly at you. Hi, could you maybe help me?
I hate you.
Liza's have.
E is just scowling at this girl. Because she knows that whatever it is unnatural.
What are you
Do I
talking
still
about?
have,
She's a sweet little girl.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Do we still have that yellow doll that we bought at the store?
I'm gonna say yes to you.
Yeah,
should.
didn't Amelia get that thing?
Yeah, I think I gave it to you because you wanted it, so I was like, here, I'll buy it for
Cool.
you.
It's my doll.
No, like
I'm gonna like lean over and whisper and say, "Twisted."
Okay, since we've had bad luck with dolls, hasn't done anything yet. Adam,
Yes.
I would like to use assassination.
I would say that she's already seen you. Like she knows you're there.
I know, but if she hasn't taken a turn in combat yet, you can use it.
Oh my god!
She's just a little girl.
I'm trying to think of how this would work because she can clearly see you. Yeah, go ahead and roll your attacks. I don't actually have any of her stats in front of me, Mandy, so you're gonna have to help me out here.
Oh my god.
So, how does assassination work again? Starting at third letter, and then you.
So you roll an attack, and then if you connect, then the damage is magnified. It's basically treated as a crit.
I have advantage, right?
Don't. Let me see. It says you do.
Oh, let's do this, guys.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
She is an actual child!
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, this is gonna tilt your alignment to evil, just so you know.
I think it's been tilting for a.
That's what I
longer
mean. Like,
than
this is a
thing.
culmination of several things that is. Doing this will tilt you evil. Like, make sure to include that for your roleplay, and also any spells in the party, we'll take that into account.
Are you sure you want to do this?
Like
No.
a child.
So Adam, since I'm like looking at my page right now and I have to add it over, I have Entropic Ward, which is when a creature, or I guess anything, makes an attack roll against me, I can use my reaction to impose disadvantage on that roll. And
Okay.
it says, if it misses you, your next attack roll against the creature has advantage if you... Wait, this confused me. If it misses you, your next attack roll against the creature has advantage. So is that something I could use in this case, or no, because we're not in, like, combat.
You could use it as a reaction, but she already rolled for her advantage, so at worst you would just be taking away that second result.
Okay.
So in both cases, the first roll was the higher for both. So it wouldn't really help out here.
Could I?
Oh God, Mom.
How close is the little girl?
I mean, she's close. I mean,
Like,
Amelia
right
has to
behind
be able to stab her. So
Okay.
within 5 feet.
Can I mold earth and take? Because she's a little girl, right?
Yeah.
And just take the dirt out from under her.
I don't think you would have enough time because this is her
Right.
action. She's
Oh my
acting in a surprise
gosh.
round. Like she
I'm
did this
already,
without
like, walking
anyone's
towards the windmill. Like
wherewithal.
I have no time for this.
I just don't want her to do this. Not for like the girl, because I don't know anything about this little girl. I don't want her to do it for her.
It
Could
sounds like she's doing it. So let's roll some
Oh my
dice.
gosh!
Go ahead and roll your damage.
I'm not using Shatter Spike for anything. 'Cause I don't want to alert the old lady that may be inside the windmill.
And then for the crit, you get to roll
But
one
you
more.
it.
You get to roll one more.
Yeah, because when you
Yeah.
crit, you roll any dice twice.
Hmm.
So
13.
let's see, 7, 6, and 4 is 17 points of damage with the daggers.
East.
So go ahead and deduct that as these vicious strikes go shink, 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 shink. Actually, wait, all of them are considered criticals, right? So go ahead and roll one more.
Just give me a total.
Another
Yeah,
7.
that's what I'm working on. Ah! No, go away. Okay. So that's 7, 6.
I feel like this is
7, and 4.
exactly what Amelia would do. So.
So it's 24 points total, is what you take.
She's not even gonna flinch, but she's gonna look up. That really hurts. I just need your help with these old hags. I guess they would be.
It's talking now, again.
Can I use your wounds on the little
I was gonna say,
No.
you are definitely bleeding. Like,
You just hear me in the distance. I'm already at the windmill.
like you definitely took a huge hit there, Mandy. I don't know if you can go
She's
ahead and roll a bluff check.
Oh yeah, I know I took a hit, but I'm not showing that.
Go ahead and roll a bluff check, because you might not have the ability to compose yourself and keep it together. That's
Yeah,
a huge amount of hit points.
that was a lot of that was
what
a,
is
a
the-
lot of damage.
What's a roll for bluff?
Oh, that's right. Bluff is a Pathfinder thing. Sorry.
That's
Deception?
Yeah, deception's what we're looking for.
So that's a D20 plus my modifier, right?
Correct.
Yeah. If this is a nat 20, I'm leaving.
There we go. I can see your sheet
So
now.
it's a,
Yeah, you added her to the thing so I can see it. So your deception is a +7. So that's a 15. I'd say, yeah, you might just like a little bit, but you hold it together just fine.
It just makes me think she's evil even more.
I'm just gonna rush forward and collapse to my knees and put my hand on this little girl's face and use a level 2 cure wound.
Okay.
So that's 2d8 plus 3. Who rolls that? Me or?
You do. And for our viewers, Anna's page is now available on the Twitch thingy.
She gets +10.
And as she's curing, like doing the cure wounds, Anna's gonna like get some tears in her eyes, and she's gonna. I was just walking in the woods, and this old lady grabbed me and brought me here, and I didn't think I would ever get out. And I saw you guys, and I thought maybe you can help me. There's still people in there, kids like me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
We don't really believe her, do we?
Go ahead and roll an insight check. Do you believe her?
It's what is my insight? +1, so that's the same as my roll 20. Okay. Nope.
Ha.
That's a natural 1. You are pretty sure that she's telling you 100% the truth.
What?
You're
What?
pretty sure that she is telling you the truth.
Uh-huh. Okay. Still don't care. There could be people in there and I don't care.
I'm just gonna turn and look at Amelia. Say, she's a little girl.
She doesn't look like a little girl. She
You can't
looks
judge everybody
terrifying.
by their appearances. Did you know that I had been sleeping with a vampire for 10 years?
You slept with him? That's
Anna is gonna kind of give her a side eye and like just kind of chuckle to herself when she hears one.
I'm gonna look back at her, kind of forgetting because I haven't been around a child for such a long time. You know, I forgot to like change my words to like friendly ones, and I'm just gonna say, "I'm so sorry, sweetie," and like, cup her ears and be like, "I thought you had gathered that."
It's a very mom thing.
God.
Earmuffs.
So Anna is gonna like still sniffling, look at Amelia, who clearly does not like her. She's gonna like, I'm sorry, Miss Lady, if I scared you, but if you want to check, I don't have any weapons or nothing. She'll like kind of open like her overcoat and like do like the show that she has no weapons, nothing on her. It's just her and her doll and like her little pouch.
Do you actually have any weapons? Because you have daggers on your character sheet. If they're not there, that's fine. Just...
I think I just have the daggers on there because I need the stats for the weapon.
Oh, for your spectral weapon or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay. Then yeah, she has no
Everybody
weapons.
earmuffs, nobody hears that.
No, I mean, this is player character talk.
Yeah,
So-
no, she just, I needed the stats for the
Gotcha.
pact of...
Okay. I just want to make sure, because it's like one of those decisions where if you're saying that, that's one thing, but if you say it and you mean it and there's combat in this windmill, like, just make sure you're not stuck without them daggers. So you actually don't have them, totally fine.
Just because E doesn't want to be an idiot, even though I know that this is a child, because she like barely didn't react when she got stabbed. Can I try to see like which way she might sway?
Oh, like for her alignment?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Not like she's a little...
Yeah, I know what you meant. I got you. Go ahead and you can either, if you have magic spells let you do that, go for it. Otherwise, just roll a normal insight check.
Okay, I do, but like I don't think I...
How do I edit this?
And then Mandy, for Anna, I guess, how is she trying to present herself right now? Like, is she being her true self?
You
or
cut
is she
out.
being... is Anna being her true self right now, or is she like being kind of putting on a face?
Oh, she's definitely putting on a face, but she really wants their help.
Okay.
Going back into the.
You roll deception, and Adrian, you go ahead and roll insight.
Okay, because I did not prepare that spell today. I thought I knew everything we were up against. Woohoo! Woohoo!
And you don't have them luck points anymore, girl.
You know what though? It's because I haven't loaded in Anna yet, and I still have Jaos roll.
Oh, well, I mean, still, it's a natural 1.
Yeah, the computer's just confused, alright?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. So, E, you are looking at this girl, and you're feeling confident that she's definitely more than she appears, but she doesn't appear to be malicious or evil. Like, she's definitely, there's something weird about her, and you're on your guard, but she's not gonna, like, turn around and stab anyone or, like, do anything awful.
And I'm just, like, I didn't make any secrets about what I was trying to do. I'm just gonna turn and look at both Janaga and Amelia and say, I think she's just an interesting child. And I'm gonna turn and look back at the girl. And I'm gonna say, what's your name, sweet?
Mandy,
Sorry,
what's
I
your
was
name?
tapped out.
My name's Anna. Anna the Lion Court. And this is my favorite dolly, Belle.
And she'll hold up the doll that looks identical to.
Okay. Okay. Well, it's nice to meet you, Anna. How can we help you?
Oh,
What's your name, Miss Nice Lady?
I'm Erendil, but you can call me E. And this is Janaga, and I'm gonna just point to Amelia because I don't want to tell her the little girl her name if she doesn't want me to. And this is. And Amelia can tell her whatever she wants.
Can we go into the thing now?
I'm leaning against the windmill, just like waving, like I've been here.
You can
Okay.
just call
There's a doll.
her. You can just call her Miss Lady. Just call her Miss Lady.
This lady.
Okay. Well, I hope maybe Miss Lady will, like me at one point or another. I don't think she likes me very much right now.
That's okay. She doesn't like most people.
Miss
Too bad you don't
Lady.
have-
and then like Anna's just gonna kind of like, fix the ruffles in her dress a bit. Like she's very like, just like a perfect little doll, to be honest. Just the purest, wholesome creature. And so she's gonna point back to the mill.
I don't know if they're in there right now, but they're really scary, and they make pastries here, but I don't think you want to eat the pastries. And I may have left some stuff inside, and I really would like to get it back if you could help me.
What did you leave inside?
It was just like my backpack from traveling, so it had like my diary and also, some food and, keepsake.
Okay.
Poison from the time I tried to poison an entire town.
Miss Lady, we need that right now.
Oh no, that was Charlie. That wasn't Amelia.
I was gonna say, Amelia, you all have never met this character before. You know nothing about her, other than she is a creepy little child.
Can you, Anna, can you tell me anything about the inside of this? Anything that we might want to, or even about the people inside? Like, are they really strong? Have you ever seen them do anything?
Can I tell them anything about what's inside?
Yes. So, what you know.
I hate her
Now,
so much.
the only things I don't know are I don't know how you got to Barovia, so I don't know how long to say that you were trying to be here. But basically, you were picked up by these very old women and stuffed into a bag. And it was a big burlap sack, and you were thrown into the back of this cart. And no matter how hard you struggled, you couldn't get out. Like, almost as if the bag was undefeatable, indestroyable. You couldn't get out of it. They brought you here. They were about to lock you up in a cage with several other children. But you were able to break free. You ran into the woods and were basically waiting to see who else was nearby to see if you could get your help to get your stuff back. And depending on your approach, you might even throw in like, oh, and to save these other kids, I guess.
But I don't know how many there were, or
like two. There were maybe like 2 or 3 other people. Like, there wasn't a lot.
I meant the people that took me.
You saw one elderly crone, like one old lady. That's all you saw.
So that's what I'll relay to E.
It was dark when I was taken, and they threw me in a bag, and I tried, but I couldn't get out. And then when I woke up, I was in a cage, and there was a few other kids there, and they're all really sad, but I only ever saw the one old crone. She was so scary, and her skin was sagging.
And then she'll just start sobbing into her description.
He doesn't feel bad enough for her to completely console her because she is creepy, but she believes that what she's saying true. And so I'm just gonna say it's okay, we can help you. Now I'm guessing that you stay out.
I'm guessing that you what?
I'm sorry, I'm guessing that you would like to stay outside
No,
while we go in and look.
I can go in with you.
Okay. And that's exactly what E was hoping to hear from her, and now she has a better idea of this kid.
Yeah.
I don't want to be out here by myself any longer. It's been so scary in these woods.
Uh-huh. Okay, sweetheart.
I was gonna say, with your roll against her natural one, you know that she's full of it right now. Like, you're listening and you're hearing this, and she probably believes that she does want to go inside, but she's not scared.
All right. Which is pretty much what, yeah.
Yep. So with that, you all stand, and you walk towards the front door of the old mill, and the door is unlocked. You test the hinge, push it open, and from the darkness inside, you step in. And that's where we're going to end this week.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Next week will be full of stabbing things that aren't little children, hopefully.
I mean,
What's there not to trust, you guys?
Oh my God.
I'm just saying, Amelia would definitely be like, this is creepy, I'm gonna stab her. She's not real. What we
Not real.
faced, guys, we've been near weird shit.
She's just a scared and sad little girl.
You
who's,
have
like,
met
looking
some
for
nice,
help.
terrifying people, too. Like that weird dude who
Yeah.
runs the toy store.
Yeah.
He wasn't
So,
terrifying.
she just wants her bag of stuff back that may or may not include the aforementioned daggers.
That are tipped with poison.
No, sweetie, the poisons are in separate vials, so it's easier to poison a whole town.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see.
She still has her poisonous pool, so we have that, and my Shatter Spike gives the ultimate. So if we gotta bury some people in a windmill,
Oh, hey, Christina.
do something.
If I'm evil now, that means I have to write my father. Just thought you all should know.
Aw.
Is that how it works?
It's okay. There's ways to redemption.
No, but I'm kind of glad it is right now because that means I can write my father without like feeling bad. So, haha.
So, Christina, I'll just let you guys know, she does like sewing streams and craft streams and also
cool.
calligraphy on
Oh, I
Twitch, and
love
she's
calligraphy.
really good. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and
Shout
she
out.
also
Love all that stuff.
she also lives like really close to where all these fires have been going down.
Oh,
But
God.
yeah,
Stay
so she hasn't
safe.
been able to stream while. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very lucky that I'm farther away because I'm down in Orange County, but I've heard a lot of people that have been affected by it. Stay safe, please, please, please.
yes.
Ain't no joke.
She ain't no fool. She's smart.
Well, thank you for coming by the stream.
Yeah,
even
definitely.
Like the tail end.
I'll be better about putting that out about when we're on. that's on me.
We're all combined not great at it because we keep changing our schedules. The plan is that we'll be here again in, let's see, what's in 2 weeks? Is that the 2nd, November or December 2nd? So that's what we'll plan on?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, everyone commit to it now. December 2nd. It's going to be a
Yes.
thing.
December 2nd.
December 2nd.
I will try my best.
Stop it.
That's,
I know,
that's the
you're moving
weekend
into the
now.
holidays. Like, that's going to be a work thing.
Yeah, well, I have off that day. Because that's the weekend the boys will be in town.
Oh, yeah.
And then, so we
Boys
have
are back in
the-
town.
Oh, that's right. That's
yeah,
homecoming.
Friday and Saturday. And then it's also PAX Unplugged weekend. And I have the day pass for Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay,
So I'll
so
probably go to PAX Unplugged
I was gonna
Sunday
say,
morning.
let's plan on not doing the 2nd then.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, I'll go to PAX in the morning and then come
I think
back
the
to stream.
Sunday one ends at like 5. Doesn't end at
Yeah,
9.
it ends earlier because after that I will be working every day. So that's
Okay.
probably going to be the last chance.
Oh.
Okay, so we'll plan on the 2nd being the last stream, the last canon stream of the year. And then if we manage to do like a holiday episode or something, we'll announce it on Twitter and be super
I would
noisy
love
about
to
it.
do a holiday episode.
With creepy,
It's gotta be a
demented
holiday
elf,
one-shot.
like a Nightmare Before Christmas themed.
No,
stream.
if I'm gonna do a Christmas one, I'm gonna do like a nice one. I actually have one
Oh,
that a friend of
good.
mine ran for me last year, 2 years ago. That was kind of fun. So I'm gonna see
Oh.
if he can give me the one shot for that.
I feel like after the events unfurl with Anna in the mix now, we're going to need like a happy, pleasant.
Yeah, it'll be a nice fun thing.
That yay.
Yeah, we need
So
something
did you
lighthearted.
think-
Barovia's very dark.
Yeah, did you think Jayas was going to disappear and Anna was going to make her presence? No.
No, I didn't know Anna was coming here.
Like, who could have ever seen that coming?
She's just like, hey. Well, especially because Mandy literally messages me before we're about to go to break, like, hey, I have an idea. I'm like, what? Okay, sure, let's go. We can do this.
Yeah, he cut out. So when that was all going down before break, I literally messaged him and was like, what if, because it's like such an angsty teenage moment, Jayas isn't there when they wake up and they run into like Anna along the way. That way you guys aren't like short a person, you know?
Yeah, now I just gotta...
Oh, okay.
Oh, Adrian, you don't know what Anna does? You played with her in a game.
No.
Oh, no,
Like,
you
I just
bonded.
didn't think of her as being with the party.
Oh.
I just thought she came to creep us the F out.
I mean, ¿por qué no los dos?
Accurate.
You better fight. I'll use her as a shield.
Oh my god.
Evil now. I can
A
do that.
child shield?
It's a very efficient shield.
It also just happened to work out that our last one shot that I used Anna, I was a level 6, and we're now level 6.
Nice.
Oh,
So like I didn't have to change everything.
so
I
like,
am
what is Anna? She's a halfling, right?
yeah.
What does she do?
She's a warlock.
She's a warlock.
Okay.
She kills things. She kills things dead.
Kills things.
Okay.
Yeah, she's
It's her
Gosh,
alignment.
she is such a cannon. Oh, her alignment, I would say, is chaotic.
Yeah, but which side?
A chaotic evil. Like she is.
Oh my god.
No, you're on your character sheet. You have chaotic neutral. So what is
I think
it?
I say
Yeah, it's the same as
neutral,
mine.
but is it really neutral?
Are you neutral
No.
with evil tendencies?
It's more so the evil part is, and hopefully this will come to light if you let her stick around for a while. With her backstory, she wasn't inherently evil to begin with, but she had to do what she had to do, and it's put her towards that evil path where like this is how she has to survive, and she gives no fucks, and that's gonna happen. So I guess it's like neutral leaning evil.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Sounds
we're gonna have to talk offline about the character because I have only kind of caught the summaries of the one shots. I haven't had a chance to watch through them all. Plus, I know jack shit about warlocks, so thanks for the curveball. I'm gonna be spending at least a day or two just learning all the crazy shit you can do because all I know is their spells are a completely unique spell list, so I have to learn all of them.
Oh damn.
Oh, and she has such a kit on her.
Oh yeah,
Like
I've already started looking.
I sent Adam a picture too during like the halftime or like when we first just came back, and I was like waiting to be introduced of me just like evilly smirking while drinking a beer, and I was like, when your party doesn't realize you're about to debate them, like, oh my god, I'm like so excited to play her. She's my favorite.
Yeah. Like, I clicked on your sheet just to learn what kind of spells you have. I'm like, the fuck is an Arms of Hadar? It's not even like, that doesn't tell me what it does.
What's a what?
Arms of Hadar.
What is that?
Exactly. I'm like, this is not, like, most names of spells tell you what they do. Like, speak with animals.
So everything that I've taken for her is purely to make her more disturbing and evil. So like Arms, I say Hater because I think of like Bill Hader. But you invoke the power of Hater, the dark hunger. Tendrils of dark energy erupt from you and batter all creatures within 10 feet of you.
Ooh.
Each creature in that area must make a strength saving throw. On a failed save, a target takes 2d6 necrotic damage and can't take reactions until its next turn. But I always cast it at higher level, so then it's like plus 1d6. And to save, they have to get like a 15 or higher. So it's like, her spells are just like stupid. So like right now, I get level 3 spells, so that spell would do 4d6 of necrotic damage, and they can't take reactions. She also has a whole bunch of like cantrips and spells that she can cast without using spell slots.
I was gonna say, the cantrips are what make a warlock scary because their spells are traditionally a little bit more aggressive than like a wizard's. And because they're cantrips, you can cast them for forever.
Right.
I'm glad you're a warlock and not a sorcerer, because I did not want to deal with wild shit.
So yeah, he's gonna have a hard time working with this little girl.
I can
Wait
always
until
tell
she
her.
starts talking in your head.
Oh yeah, she can do that too.
That's just a thing she do. It's fine.
And wait, I think it's level 7 when I get more spells. The next spell that she's taking is the one that lets me crawl on the ceiling and walls.
Oh my god, are we
Oh
stuck
my
with this
God.
demon girl? Jeez.
I'm just saying.
I don't know if you're necessarily stuck with her, but yeah, you're gonna have some things to figure
I'll
out for a
kill her.
little
It's
bit.
fine. I can.
Can you kill her though?
Pretty damn close.
I mean, spoilers.
Why?
Everyone can see your hit point pool now.
Yeah.
You're down pretty low.
Well, I gave her 10 back.
Yeah, I do like that it color codes. That's
Yeah.
kinda neat.
Oh, so you can see it, yeah.
I haven't even gotten a look at it yet.
You're in the yeller.
Since we're just doing this little chatty,
Yeah, we've fully transitioned into whatever the after show of this is.
Elle says how Andrew's like, I'm learning so much about Mando about this. Like, oh, sweetie, you have no idea.
Go and touch the darkness.
Oh boy.
All right.
Just remember, you guys did this to yourself. Ada was purely created because you were.
Because you were
I
being,
walked away.
and then that was it.
I guess that's it. Do we have any announcements though before we go?
No.
Just the charity, I guess.
Yeah, basically gonna pimp out Team Rubicon again. Donation links down in the didgeridoo thingy. Any donations that are made will go towards Team Rubicon, which helps with natural disaster and crisis relief. They use veterans who are transitioning from military back to civilian life, so it helps them adapt their skills and help them reacclimate to being a civilian. And they get to basically use everything they've learned to help set up base camps and forward camps for crisis situations. So things like the forest fires that are happening here in California, they have a plan for that. They're currently doing a lot of great work with the hurricane recovery efforts for Hurricane Michael. They are also building roofs for people in Puerto Rico that are solar powered. Like, they're doing a whole bunch of stuff to basically clean up off of the year of what the fuck was 2018. Everything is on fire. So every little bit helps. All of it goes towards a really good cause. I've looked into their charity report cards, and they all seem to do really well. Where I work, Blizzard also partners with them, so I feel a little bit more trustworthy with that as well. And those donations also give party benefits. So as we mentioned, on the donation page is the list of, if you make a donation, this is what it gives the party. So feel free to drop in some cash, help out some people that could really use it right now, and also help out the party who might need it as well.
Oh, I see Dice Cam finally.
Dice Cam!
Yeah.
See, it's Dice Cam.
Oh my god.
The last time I updated the character sheet, Adrian, I literally was like, I am terrified of this creation. And
She's so scary. Wow.
She's just a child.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Purely innocent.
She's just a baby.
He's just a boy. I guess then we will wrap it up because I have to pee again.
Yep, and I'm a little hungry. I'm ready for dinner, so I'm gonna actually lunch. I haven't eaten. Yeah, I haven't eaten yet today. I realized that. So thank you everyone for tuning in. Have a great couple weeks. We'll see you again soon, and have a good night.
Night.